Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you're having a fantastic time at re:Invent, learning about the latest and greatest technology, socializing and networking with your fellow cloud experts, and hopefully also having some fun while you're here. What is the first thing that comes to mind when you think about cloud transformation? A big party? Maybe celebrations, costumes, or cowbells. And now you're wondering, what is the correlation between cloud and these things? But let me tell you, they are actually connected. And in today's session, you will learn how. So are you ready to have some fun with us? Yes. My name is Mainu Kalita. I have been with AWS for 6.5 years, and I lead the Experience-Based Acceleration program, EBA, AKA the party planner, because my incredible team throws some of the coolest and most exciting cloud parties for hundreds of customers around the world to help unlock innovation and transformation. We are very excited to share with you the story of Lockheed Martin, and we have folks in our front row here. In this session, we will hear directly from Adam Thornton, the head of disruptive innovation at Lockheed, on how they are driving bleeding-edge innovation with the power of cloud and EBAs. What do these companies have in common? These companies are innovative and disruptive at their core. They have figured out a way to disrupt the industry by bringing unique ideas to market. And they continue to delight their customers by keeping customer centricity and innovation at the center of everything they do. 96% of the businesses today have at least one application in the public cloud. By 2025, 85% of the enterprises will become cloud first. Companies are moving to the cloud to unlock innovation, agility, and scalability. So what does success look like? When a company is successful in truly unlocking the benefits of the cloud, they are able to create the innovation flywheel. Customers like Snap and T-Mobile have achieved 75% reduction in time to launch new features, which allows them to innovate faster and stay ahead of the game. Customers like Peloton and Depop are able to get to market 3 times faster, significantly improving their customer experience. And customers like Samsung and Coca-Cola have achieved 20% reduction in their total cost of ownership for their business and infrastructure. So the million-dollar question is, what is the #1 ingredient for a successful enterprise transformation? Is it technology? Technology certainly plays an important role. However, the most important ingredient is the people. You are a leader. You are an innovator and a pioneer. You are sitting here today because you are amazing at what you do, and you can shape the future of technology with your ideas and your innovation. Amazon has a singular focus on the culture of innovation, and we always work backwards from our customers to solve their problems and help them towards their mission. So we decided to work with hundreds of companies around the world to really understand what are some of the top challenges that our customers are facing today, so we can proactively solve them and help them achieve cloud value faster. For an organization moving to the cloud, 70% of the friction points are not technical. These are centered around people, process, and change. By human nature, we are not always a big fan of change. And sometimes we also struggle with the fear of the unknown. Yeah, it's real. Enterprise transformation isn't just about technology. It's about shifting the mindset of an entire organization, bringing your people along on the journey to unlock innovation and build a cloud-fluent culture. So we worked with hundreds of companies, and we gathered some insights and common patterns. 38% of our customers said that a siloed org structure is impacting their ability to drive cloud value today. A successful enterprise transformation takes a village. It takes a concerted effort across multiple teams and business functions. And oftentimes, these teams aren't effectively collaborating or talking to each other, which slows down decision-making and impedes progress. So, in order to be successful, we must break these silos. 45% of the cloud programs stall because of competing priorities and lack of stakeholder engagement. The teams that are working on a cloud program usually have a day job, don't we all? And we have keep the lights on activities, so the cloud program ends up being an additional lift on these teams. According to a scientific study, only 2.5% human beings can effectively multitask. Isn't that fascinating? So when we are expecting our teams to work on competing priorities in parallel, it drastically reduces productivity and causes saturation. So we want to give our builders a distraction-free environment to truly innovate. 4 out of 10 companies say that a lack of cloud skills is one of the top factors impacting their cloud operations today. It's been backed up by multiple scientific studies that experiential learning is very powerful. The learn by doing model is very effective in boosting the confidence of your teams to build end-to-end solutions in the cloud. It also addresses fear of the unknown and one of my personal favorites, analysis paralysis. So in a typical Amazonian fashion, we set out to solve these challenges for our customers. That's how we created the EBA framework, so we can help our customers unlock cloud value by harnessing the power of their people. EBA is a truly immersive framework because nothing becomes real until you experience it. To create the perfect recipe for success, we worked with hundreds of companies and gathered some insights. And we studied the companies that have been very successful in innovation and building that cloud-fluent culture. And we applied those principles directly to EBA Foundation. And these are some of the core tenets that we saw. It is important to have an experimentation mindset so you can innovate and iterate quickly. To create the environment and culture of innovation, EBA becomes an important enabler for that. One of the foundations is empowered teams that can make bold decisions. Teams that are not afraid to challenge the status quo or existing processes. And EBA is meant to be disruptive in creating a new way of working. And that's how we can continue to gain efficiencies. A results-oriented team can take an idea from concept to successful implementation. So during an EBA, we are actually building end-to-end solutions. It's not a planning activity. It's actually learn by building model in action. And by using EBA, you can create change agents within your organization who will go and influence other teams for cloud acceleration. These change agents scale through others, and they become a force multiplier for innovation within your company. So, are you ready to become the change agents and cloud champions? There is no compression algorithm for experience. Welcome to EBA.
Moving to the cloud requires new ways of working. Enter Experience-Based Acceleration, a transformation methodology that provides a step-by-step guide to break down silos, use AWS, and operate in the cloud. EBA puts knowledge into action in your environment with your people to achieve tangible business outcomes that result in deep insights. And you're not in it alone. EBA incorporates hands-on support with AWS experts to address blockers and empower your teams to deliver end-to-end solutions. There's no compression algorithm for experience. Get started with EBA and accelerate your AWS journey today.
EBA is highly immersive, agile, and hands-on framework to help accelerate business outcomes. Now, I want you to imagine that you are at a cloud party, a hackathon-style gamified events with all of your team members and cross-functional teams, and everyone's come together to build cool solutions in the cloud. And let's say the theme of this party is Star Wars, so people are dressed up in costumes, in their Darth Vader costumes, and there's decorations on the wall, and we have cowbells, and we are celebrating successes along the way. So the decisions that would typically require a series of meetings over weeks or even months are now a quick whiteboarding and brainstorming session in the room. You can quickly resolve issues. And in this cloud party, everyone is marching towards a common mission, resolving blockers in real time, and celebrating successes and inspiring each other along the way. With EBA, you can create organizational capability by breaking down silos, addressing leadership-level blockers, and creating self-sustainable working models for scale. You can accelerate outcomes by transitioning from analysis to action. You can align all the right stakeholders and speed up the decision-making, which is very compelling and meaningful. And in an EBA, as a builder, you get to do what you really enjoy doing, which is building cutting-edge solutions in the cloud without any distractions or competing priorities. You are able to innovate faster with a highly cross-functional approach, and you get to play with the latest and greatest technology. Isn't that exciting? In an EBA, in 2 to 3 days, you could achieve more than what you could potentially achieve in weeks or even months. And you know why? Because it is very powerful to bring smart people together with a common goal and empowering them to innovate. So this is what an EBA looks like in action. This is an actual migration party with a customer where we migrated 2 business-critical apps to the cloud in just 3 days. And as you can see, it's a highly collaborative format. There's multiple teams in the room. As you can see, there's like these application teams, there's platform, there's automation, cloud center of excellence, and oh my, there's even security team in the room. And how often does that happen in real life when they're working alongside with you? It's a highly collaborative format, and you have stickies on the wall. People resolve blockers in real time, and we celebrate successes along the way. We have a command center where we have the leadership folks and the party organizers. So if you run into a blocker or you run into an issue, you report that immediately, and we resolve it then and there. This is a truly #one team effort where everyone comes together with a common mission. And we celebrate successes. As you can see, there are some cowbells on some of the desks because we always need more cowbell, if you know that reference. Now, just for fun, Brownie points to you. If you're able to locate a semi-visible champagne bottle in this photo. Any takers? Okay, cool. Oh, sorry. How do you go back? Oh, there we are. So that, yes, there is the champagne bottle because we have to continue to celebrate successes. And it's important for folks on this side, it's here. Well done, folks who were able to check it out in the photo. So EBA helps you accelerate cloud value no matter where you are in your journey, whether you're just starting that journey by migrating the first few apps to the cloud, or whether you are modernizing your business in the cloud or innovating with generative AI. There is something for everyone. EBA enables transformation at scale with 3 core pillars of migration, modernization, and innovation. In a migration party, you will actually migrate applications to the cloud within 2 to 3 days. that will allow you to stress test all of your processes and develop repeatable patterns for scale. You will also create the future cloud operating model and deploy security and compliance requirements. And you will achieve efficiencies with automation. In a modernization party, you will leverage prescriptive modernization pathways to transform your applications into modern architecture in the cloud. And we have 6 of those pathways. Whether you are trying to refactor a monolithic application into microservices or replatforming into fully managed containers or advanced analytics, this will unlock new opportunities for you to modernize your business and do it at scale. Our innovation party empowers enterprises to deliver generative AI and machine learning capability to address important business use cases. And we are not just talking about proof of concept. We are talking about taking these use cases to production so you can reduce your time to market and thrive in the age of AI. In all of these EBAs, you get to work alongside AWS experts and even partners. For many customers, they take this approach over and over again. Just like Lockheed Martin, many customers will leverage multiple EBAs, and they get better with each EBA, and they unlock more innovation as they go along this journey. Hundreds of companies around the world have leveraged EBA to power their cloud journey. In 2024, this year alone, so far, we have worked with over 400 unique customers in 32 countries around the globe to accelerate their cloud journeys. And we are proud to say that we have empowered over 7,600 customer builders around the globe to become cloud champions. And the reason I'm sharing that is because no matter where you are in the world, because we have a global audience here, you can leverage the power of EBA to catapult your cloud transformation journey. We have customers like SAP Concur that migrated 19 applications to production, completed over 400 tasks, and removed over 60 critical blockers in just 3 days. And their CTO said, with EBAs, our teams did more in these 3 days than in prior 3 months. And we have customers like Aflac that leveraged EBA to modernize their business. Aflac decoupled a business-critical monolithic application into microservices, deployed event-driven architecture. They built 3 new modules for their end customers, and they achieved 99% reduction in feature release time that significantly beefed up their time to market. The sponsor said, it was remarkable to achieve results in hours and days that may have normally required weeks, and that is the power of EBA. And as you can see, we take our cloud parties very seriously. So bring your teams together and break those silos, migrate, modernize, and innovate while having fun, whether you choose a Pirates theme, a Star Wars theme, or a beach theme, whether you choose to do this in person, in a virtual format, or in a hybrid model. Our EBA experts will help you build a strong foundation that will catapult your cloud journey to the next level. Now, I want you to pat yourself in the back. Take a minute and pat yourself in the back, and why not high-five the person sitting right next to you, and maybe send an emoji on Slack to your teammates. You know why? Congratulations. You have already taken the first step on the cloud transformation journey because you're here with us today. So, keep celebrating successes and help us elevate your cloud journey. So, let's have more cloud parties together. So then, are you ready to party with us? Absolutely. Yes, let's do it. With that, I'm really excited to invite on stage the star of the show, Adam Thornton, the head of disruptive innovation at Lockheed, to share with us their story of innovation. Over to you, Adam.
All right, first off, It's been a long week. We all know it's been a long week. Thank you to AWS for the tremendous opportunity to present our journey at Lockheed Martin. Thank you to Manu for being such a tremendous partner in this journey. Thank you to AWS. Thank you to the Lockheed team for showing up. Really appreciate it. Keep the heckling to a minimum, please. And it's definitely not lost on me that this has been a long week for all of us. That's why my voice is a little shot at the moment. And I'm one of the last things holding us between seeing Weezer and Zed at the replay party later tonight. So that's why we said we wanted to have kind of a lighthearted session today. We want to show you our journey at Lockheed Martin, what we've done, and how we've harnessed the power of the EBAs. So I'm going to start and end in the same spot today. Executive sponsorship, it's key. If you're an executive leader or a senior leader in here, I implore you, I urge you, I task you to enable true transformation. You have to be the ones embracing and really focusing on innovation. You need to be the ones empowering your teams to unlock that innovation, to do more, to push the envelope. You need to be the ones challenging them. And if you're not one of those executives or senior leaders in the room, if you're one of the change agents, if you're one of the catalysts, you can do this. You can do more. Push. Push your organization, push your team, push everyone around you. Do more, and you can do it. So as we're talking about executive sponsorship, I got to point out, I got a pretty cool title. That's because I have really good executive sponsorship who said, hey, Adam, you can come up with a title for your organization. It's okay. Just keep doing good stuff. Keep doing awesome stuff. So that's how that started, and Disruptive Innovation is a pretty cool title, and I got to come up with myself, so I really like that. So let's dive in a little bit. So Lockheed Martin, if you're not familiar with us, I've got a really cool video that I want to play for you about Lockheed Martin.
At Lockheed Martin, we see things differently. We look for innovation and see how it can move the world. Because our mission means more than just protecting tomorrow. It's about propelling it forward. So we use the power of data to build powerful connections. Utilize AI to bring our technology to the fight.
Wildfire contained.
And look for answers in places others would never think of. Beyond what's possible, we go past that every day.
Journey to Mars has begun.
Take a closer look at Lockheed Martin, and you'll find a team of innovators that see things from a different point of view. But our mission is always clear.
That's really cool stuff. I like watching this video every single time. Our marketing and comms team puts out a phenomenal product, and I love that this video was very focused on innovation itself. So a little bit more about Lockheed Martin. We are a global security company. We're a Fortune 100 company, and we've been around a long time. It was not lost on me that whenever Manu first showed the chart with Peloton and Netflix and all those other companies, those are all digital native. Those are all born in the cloud, or whatever the term we like to use now. Lockheed is not. We've been around for over 100 years. We have a history of innovation. We have a worldwide footprint. We have over 122,000 employees across the globe, all over the world. We have facilities all over the world. One of the things that's really cool is we have 20% of our workforce are veterans. So our mission at Lockheed Martin is to provide the best products and capabilities to the men and women in the field so they are able to successfully complete their mission and return home safely. It's pretty impactful. But we've been around for a long time. We've got a history of innovation. It's in our DNA with the products that we build, the airframes that we've built at Lockheed Martin that are more advanced than have ever been created. We do that at Lockheed, and it's really cool. But it's not just aircraft. We've been innovating all over the place. So we have other business areas that I definitely want to highlight, especially because I have some colleagues representing each of those business areas here. Rotary Mission Systems. They're known for the Black Hawk helicopter, the 53K helicopter, our Sikorsky integration, TLS, Aegis. Let's see, what else? There's so many options here. The littoral combat ships. And as a friend of mine was telling me, you can clearly see what each of the other business areas focuses on, and RMS gets all the rest, which I thought was kind of funny. If you want to be a rocket scientist, how cool is this? You can go work at Missiles and Fire Control. We have rocket scientists. Sounds cool to say, but we actually do it. I started at Missiles and Fire Control, so it's kind of home to me. It's where my heart belongs a lot of the time. Missiles and Fire Control, PAC-3 missile, or the old Patriot missile from Desert Storm days. The Hellfire missile, the Javelin, if you're into Call of Duty, if you've ever played that. Those are Missiles and Fire Control products. And space, we do space. So, pretty cool, this is the next frontier. So we're innovating at a rate unseen in most of the rest of the world with what we're doing with our space business area. We have the Orion spacecraft, we have the Fleet ballistic missiles, and of course, tons of satellites. Lots of stuff going on there. And Aero, that's where I am, aeronautics, F-35, C-130. And of course, you can't talk about aeronautics without talking about Skunk Works. Skunk Works is our advanced development programs. That's a little skunk right here on my chest. In the 60s, with Kelly Johnson and Skunk Works, great read, by the way. Really cool and really fascinating story. That was the birthplace of the SR-71 Blackbird. So at Lockheed Martin, I say we've got innovation in our DNA. We were transforming before that was a thing, before it was a buzzword. We were doing it. And we were changing the world. And we were making sure that all our friends, colleagues, partners, compatriots around the world who are securing freedom, we're allowing them and giving them the best tools to make sure that they are able to do that. So that's a little bit more about Lockheed Martin, but everybody's talking about transformation these days. So what are we hoping to achieve? And it's funny, as Manu and I were reviewing the slides and we're going through this, and she said, hey, I've got some slides that we've used in some of our previous EBA engagements and previous presentations. I can show you this, and we'll see if this works. And I'm looking at this going, yeah, this is a good slide. I like it. But what does this mean to Lockheed Martin? Because these are all the things that each and every one of you are chasing and wanting to achieve with your transformation journey. But what does this mean to Lockheed Martin? Reduce time to market. Okay, well, for me specifically, we have increased demands by our customers and by our programs that are growing more and more complex, and they are requesting these products and capabilities at a rate that we have never seen before. So we have to get these in the hands of our programs faster than ever. That's our reduced time to market. Platform for innovation, sure. I'm going to say this, and I want this to be one of the things that really resonates with all of you. There is no transformation without innovation. So you need that platform. Security. Security is absolutely key. It is paramount to everything that we do and hold dear at Lockheed Martin. We have no margin for error when we are securing the freedom for so many around the world. Business resiliency and scalability. Sounds cool, looks good on a chart. This is where we say we want to use the power of AWS, the scalability of our cloud partners and our cloud engagement. As we expand our global footprint, we have to make sure that our mission-critical systems are available to those who need them, where they need them. And then, of course, cost. Yeah, this is fun. Migration parties are the first way you start this, and we've been on our cloud journey for a while now. And it all starts with migration. If you're new to your cloud journey, you're going to start with a lot of migrations. And if you do this wrong, like everybody does, if you do this without advisement, then you're just going to start migrating a lot of stuff into the cloud. And very quickly, you're going to start building up some technical debt in the cloud, and you're going to start running up some unnecessary bills, and then you're going to have some pretty unhappy executives. So cost is key. You can't just migrate stuff out into the cloud and dump it and expect it to be different. Use the opportunity to modernize the second part of the EBAs. So cost is key. We have cost restrictions. We have to make sure that everything that we're doing in the cloud, we are cost conscious, and we are maintaining that. So we have to maintain some level of cost efficiency. So how did we get here? This is the Lockheed Martin case for change. We have a tremendously large portfolio of applications all across the board. And those applications, in some ways, are becoming more complex. And it's this interesting dichotomy where we're buying a lot more software, and we're buying these big monolithic platforms that were from some of these big vendors that you're seeing around here. We've got those systems. We're buying these, and we're trying to start implementing them more in an off-the-shelf mode. And whenever in our legacy, what we've done is whenever we have a specific need, we just go create this little one-off, this ancillary application that serves that one purpose. So we're actively trying to take some of those applications, some of those capabilities, and centralize them into these integration solutions managements, or monolithic applications, platform applications, really expensive applications, however you want to frame it. We're trying to centralize a lot of those capabilities in there, which means they're becoming even more and more complex. Now we got to shift down to where are we delivering them? Program support. Program support, classified programs, unclassified programs, anywhere that someone is needing something. There are more and more demands on us now. We're growing in our classified spaces at an unprecedented rate, and each one of them is impressing upon us the needs for speed, sound like a Top Gun movie, the need for speed, the need for new capabilities faster than ever. And then, of course, you can't have a chart like this without having emerging trends. So this is your buzzword bingo slot that you can fill out your cards later today and win a free t-shirt maybe. This is your things like AI and innovation and agility and DevOps, if someone can actually define it. So this is where we talk about those emerging trends, the external forces in the marketplace that we're having to respond to, because it's either change or be changed. So we're wanting to embrace that. And at the convergence of all of this is our digital transformation. We've tried this multiple times with different programs, different transformation initiatives, and we've had some success in pockets. We are now in the middle of the largest transformation ever in the history of Lockheed Martin. We're in the middle of that right now, so there's a lot of stuff that's building, there's a lot of really good stuff going on, and we're also turning a little bit grayer as this happens. So as I was putting this together, I started thinking of this as an equation that we really wanted to frame out to just kind of help really tell that story that'll resonate with each and every one of you. So we've got this targeted implementation of, it says DevOps principles. Swap that for whatever means something for you. It's really the emerging trends. How are we responding to the market? How are we responding to the needs of the business? So targeted implementation of emerging trends and principles, plus prioritizing that innovation for program delivery, laser focused on our customers, our classified programs, our big C customers, and who we have to deliver these capabilities to. But it feels like something's missing. We're doing it, but it just feels like something's missing. So at Lockheed Martin, I've already said it, we have a history of innovation. We've been doing this a long time. We're really, really, really good at this, at building awesome products, delivering them, and doing all of the things that have made us the company that we are. But we're still struggling with transformation at times. So we have an organization like mine that is created. I'm given a long leash and that executive support to go and try and innovate, do, deliver. So we can do this at Lockheed Martin. We can do it a lot faster with disruptive innovation. We're the catalyst for Lockheed Martin's transformation engine. But AWS, bringing AWS in here, AWS brings the tools and expertise to allow us to learn, innovate, and build transformative capabilities that power, or that showcase the power of innovation. AWS is how we do this even faster. So I was trying to come up with a fun joke here of, well, it's kind of like Wonder Twin powers. Well, there's 3 things on here, so it's more like a little bit of a Captain Planet scenario, if you're familiar with that show, and if not, go check it out. So I was trying to search for something there, but this is how we're gonna go do this. The challenges, I already alluded to that. There are lots of challenges that you're gonna face and you're gonna experience. The funny thing about this chart, this is another one that whenever Manu and I were going through this, she showed me these charts that were presented for another company, and I'm looking at it and just check, 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 check. Whew. Tell you what, rip off and duplicate this entire chart, no changes whatsoever. This applies perfectly for us. And I'm guessing, actually I know, it applies for each and every one of you as well. The challenges that we're facing, they're the challenges that our predecessor faced, whoever this chart was for. They're the challenges that you're facing. And it's funny, 2 years ago, one of my colleagues was giving a presentation at reInvent about some of the transformative capabilities that are happening in our missiles and fire control business area. And there was a funny quote that it stuck with me, and I love it. And with a company like ours, knowing what we build and the hard stuff that we do. The quote is, at Lockheed Martin, we do the hard stuff really well. We do the easy stuff really hard. So it's funny, and I was thinking about that, and as I'm looking at this chart, I realized, yeah, that's the same for all of you. That I know it resonates. I know that each and every one of you and your companies, you're experiencing these same things. All of these problems are what you're experiencing. And I realized, well, we're not unique. We're not the snowflake that I thought we were. So I'm here to tell you, you are unique, just like everyone else. So we can look at this, and I'll dive into these for just a moment. People and process, Manu talked about it. It's all about the people. You have to empower them. Right now, people have a very singular focus. You've got a lot of biases and prejudices and politics with everything when it leads to transformation. Change is hard, and it needs to be hard. You build up some momentum. Momentum is messy. Embrace it. It's okay. People and processes, it's hard, but it doesn't have to be. Have a party. Siloed teams, my goodness. So many teams just think in a vacuum, deliver in a vacuum. We don't reach out. It's one of the things that I've kind of struggled with in my role, disruptive innovation. I don't own a lot of stuff. I've got a cross-functional team, so I am constantly having to break down those barriers in siloed teams and say, let's partner, let's do this together. I can help you achieve this. My team, I've got a lot of really smart guys on my team. We can help you deliver. Prioritization. I could write a book on prioritization and the issues that I've heard with prioritization over the last several years. Adam, this sounds great, but we just don't have the time. We're too busy delivering this, or we've got too many other things on our plate. We can't change, we can't do this. And it gets you back to the age-old adage or the story of the guy who is sitting there just chopping the tree. And you say, hey man, why don't you take 10 minutes and sharpen the axe? No, I can't take 10 minutes and sharpen the axe. I've got to keep chopping. Priorities. So we're trying to change those priorities as well. And we do that with EBAs. Leadership changes, I'll leave that one alone. Everyone has that. We'll just leave that out there. Cloud skills, no matter where you are on your cloud journey, you're trying to develop that cloud operating model, you're trying to figure out what migration and what life in the cloud looks like, how you're going to build up the skills, how you're going to train the workforce, how you're going to enable them and empower them, and how you're going to get them motivated to go do all this stuff. It's fun to do cool things until you'll get the immediate change agents and the catalysts and the innovators and the builders on board, but how are you going to win over the rest of them? How are you going to truly change the culture and make this a culture of agility? You're going to hear that a little bit more. And if you could do all that, yeah, you can build a cloud operating model. So yeah, you're unique, just like everyone else. So why EBAs? Well, simply put, it's a recipe for success. That's it. Shouldn't really have to say much more, but obviously we're here, so you want to hear more. So all the AWS principles, practices, the way that AWS operates, it's different, it's innovative, and I enjoy the conversations that we have where AWS is pushing us, and it's great. It's a nice, healthy dialogue. So we talk about this, solve challenges quickly. Delivery. We've got to get those capabilities in the hands of the people that need them the most. We have to hit the mark, and we have to show it very quickly, because just like the previous slide, I got to show value. I got to show results. Because if you're doing something like transformation, which is hard, and you have teams that are impatient, leaders that are impatient to see the result of transformation, the results of innovation, they're going to get pretty impatient. They want to see the results very quickly. Speed is key. Breakthrough, historical pace, EBAs, it's a proven mechanism for speed. This is how you're going to go faster. It's how we're going faster. We want to empower the builders. This is how we start the flywheel of empowering and changing the culture, building that culture. Empower the builders. I said empower your catalysts, your change agents, your innovators. Empower them. Learn, do, teach. I think I've heard that a couple of times. Learn, do, teach. Break down those barriers. Create more builders in your industry, in your company, who are laser focused on delivery. If you do that, All of that leads to a change in culture. More people are drinking the proverbial Kool-Aid. More people are on board. And you will start to feel and sense this change. And you will see that culture of agility happening for you. So let's talk about keys to success. You love this chart, don't you? I mean, it really just comes down to three things: people, processes, and technologies. I spent about 4 seconds on this slide. Actually, I didn't. I just ripped this one off again. Because, yeah, it really is as simple. And I know you're sitting here going, are you serious? You put a slide up here with like the iron triangle of people, processes, and technology? Yeah, I did. Because it really is that simple. People, empower them. Empower them. You heard Manu say it. I'm going to say it 1,000 times. This is a canned chart. Yeah, I think that's even like stock imagery. But it's really that simple. You empower the people. You get all the right people in the room. You empower them to make decisions and deliver. Give them hard problems, challenge them, but let them do it. Process. With a title like Disruptive Innovation, process has been my mortal enemy for several years now, especially in a company like ours with a lot of legacy process. And so I have to embrace what got us to this point while also trying to challenge that delicately sometimes and shape the future for what we need to be doing to transform. Process. More aggressively worded, you need to adapt or become irrelevant. Challenge your processes, re-engineer them. Challenge everything, that's what I like to do. Push the envelope and shape that future. And technology. We do a lot of things really cool, but with the partnership with AWS, what really has worked for us to unlock this is we wanted to let AWS do what they do best so that we could focus on what we do best and we can innovate together. So Manu touched on the EBA structure and the approach, the three types of parties that you have. And it was funny, we had a joke that we were going to work in, and so I'll have to kind of throw it in here. If Manu is your party planner, then I will be your cruise director today. So Weezer will be on later. These were the EBA structures, but what did we do, and what were the key tenets that I was looking for as we're talking about our migration, our modernization, and our innovation events? Our migration, I wanted to overcome uncertainty. Sorry, I'm kind of reading this off of this because it was really well worded. Overcome the uncertainty and the risk through guided experience migrating applications to AWS. Pretty cool. Creation of the initial platforms, the upskilling of the technical teams, learn to teach, and removing those organizational roadblocks, breaking down those silos. So the key themes for me on this that I impressed upon the teams: scalability, flexibility, automation. I have told my team 1,000 times, automate everything. It sounds kind of silly sometimes, and there are things that we can't automate. I get that. But just this banner in the sky that we're going to just always press on toward, automate everything. If you can do it more than once, if you have to do it more than once, just go ahead and automate it. Why not? That helps change that culture. Modernization. I wanted to show how new technology can really help us unlock. Everybody in here, if you've been on your cloud journey for a while, you've done the 7R analysis of your applications, cool. So we can modernize a lot of stuff in a vacuum sometimes. So this was a little bit of a different spin. What I wanted to focus on with modernization, and we'll touch on this, is unlocking new AWS products and services, pushing the boundaries of that, doing some serious process engineering, and then focusing obviously on the wonderfully boring words of resiliency and security. And I can say that because I'm seriously doubting there's anyone in security in here. If there is, I kind of apologize. And then innovation. This is the one that really means something to me and what I really love about this. Discovering the art of the possible, pushing the boundaries. And what I really wanted out of these efforts, I wanted these trailblazer ideas, these new, innovative, radical things that we could go do together, but with a very customer-centric focused. So I don't want to just turn on the fire hose and start looking for a fire. I wanted to engage with our customers, find out what was most important to them. What were the hard problems that are keeping them down or keeping them up at night? And let's go focus on how we can build and deliver something for them in a very quick method. So this was our approach. This was what the themes and the tenets that I was looking for out of our EBAs. So let's dive into the EBAs. What did we actually go do? So our first migration party, it was a platform party that we did. We had a large application. We had these big, I mentioned it earlier, the integrated solutions management, the complex, the monolithic applications. We had one, we needed to migrate it into the cloud. I didn't just want to migrate it. I wanted to go ahead and say, let's just, rather than go do your boring install scripts all the time, let's automate the deployment of this. So it's click button, and I can share that with everyone. Anybody who needs this application, whether it's in space or RMS or MFC or at the enterprise, if anybody needs this application, we've automated it. Let's help them out. So we automated this application, and it took our time down from 16 hours down to 45 minutes. This was 2 years ago, and we've gotten it even faster since. So over 2 days, we did this. We had people come in, do that. We utilized our enterprise CI/CD pipelines that we created, so we had our own little path for how we were going to get this into production. We automated it, and we saw a 90% decrease in deployment time, AKA, that's our time to market. And of course, we utilized and we embraced all those emerging trends and all those buzzwords. We brought them in. Why not? The coolest thing about this is we did this with one application in a platform party. Then we did it with another big application. Then we did it with another. Then we did it with another. And each and every time we saw those deployment times, some of these were taking 30 days. I mean, standing up and indexing a database and waiting for that to finish. Clicking off an install or clicking an install, kicking it off, going to getting a cup of coffee, having a couple of meetings, come back, check on it, and it's at 3%. We were seeing some of these times could take days, weeks, months. We're getting that down to hours, days. It's incredible, 90% reduction in deployment time. And the coolest part about this, for me, hearing this from the teams, whenever they came into the party, they were looking at it going, well, Adam, why are we here? Why are we doing this? What's the point? Is this gonna matter? I can just go install it. Yeah, it takes 16 hours, but I'm used to it. It's comfortable. So we had to win over the hearts and minds of the individuals. After we were doing this, you could tell that the culture was changing. The mood was changing. They were getting energized by this. The team actually came to us, and it's a direct quote. We had it on another chart that I was presenting elsewhere. Someone came up to me and said, Adam, this is awesome. What else can we automate? You get to come back for the next DBA, and I'm going to put you on this other application. That's what we did. That was our migration platform party. Huge. Now let's talk about our modernization. We built and we automated those monolithic applications, and then we built an environment, we call it Lightspeed, where we deployed all of those applications. So now I've got these monolithic applications running in its AWS account, and they're providing value to our customers. And of course, as soon as I say it's running and it's up and it's in production, what does someone come in and ask for? They ask for, what is our business continuity and disaster recovery strategy? Let me get back to you on that. So partnered with AWS, we had a modernization EBA event, and we built DR for our Lightspeed environment. And this wasn't your typical DR scenario, and I really wanted to see how could we do this differently? How could we think about DR differently? So we utilized AWS Backup, we utilized AWS Disaster Recovery Service, which wasn't even turned on for us at the moment. So we get that turned on, we get that unlocked. So it's back to we're wanting to bring in new products that were previously unavailable to us. And we now have opened up so many doors for how we can address DR for some of our most mission-critical systems. And it doesn't even have to be, if you're familiar with DRS, it doesn't even have to be cloud to cloud. It can be on-prem to cloud. Pretty cool. And it really has. It's changed the way that we think about DR. That was our modernization EBA. Now, the innovation EBA. It was fun because Manu and I were frantically trying to finish these charts. This event was happening right as charts were due. We invented Beta Box in 3 days. New product, innovative, really cool. It's all about empowering the builders, empowering those change agents, empowering your developers so that they can go and do. So what we were doing, cost is key. I needed a way to empower the developers and say, all right, if you want an AWS account, I can go give you an account, and then I just have to trust that you know what you're doing and that you're going to be cost conscious and you're going to do this the right way. But oftentimes, we're seeing that people just go stand up stuff and then leave it running, run up the bill, then we got to yell at them for it. So we built Beta Box. Beta Box allows us the ability to say, if you're a developer, you now can, in a matter of minutes, request access to a system, and it's your own, seemingly own AWS account, that you are able to go in there, log into the console, all our approved services, you have authentication, you have authorization, you have connectivity to our internal network, so you can put data in it, you can deploy your application, you can deploy stand-up instances, play with everything that we have in the cloud, and try, and just see what you can learn on it. Because a lot of times people just need a place to go try. They don't need to stand up a production environment or go fill out requests for servers and all this stuff and wait 3 weeks for this RB or this RB, a TRB, ORB, PRB, QRB, whatever, to approve it. You don't want to wait all that time. So we took that out of it. We said, cool, here you go. Just go fill out this request. It's auto-approved, but it tracks all the security. We built all the guardrails around it, and you can go in here and you can play. Do whatever you want. If you don't want to log into the console, if you say, no, I've got an application that I've got it in our enterprise repo. I'm just going to use some of my GitLab runners, and I'm just going to use my infrastructure as code and deploy it directly into it once you give me the access to the account. Now you can go do that. And here's the best part. This is what's really key for the leaders in the room and for someone who's actually quoted on this chart in the room. Cost is key. At the end of 7 days, because you only needed it to play with, you only needed it to try, we eliminate it. The whole thing goes away. You get the ability to go, try, do, learn, do, teach, try, innovate, all those fun things, and at the end of 7 days, gone, terminated. It's a really, really cool opportunity, and that's how we manage cost. And by doing it this way, we're also promoting cloud-conscious ownership or good cloud stewardship or incentivizing proper cloud custodian responsibilities. That's how we're cleaning it up before we even start. It's all about the people. Manu said it, I've said it at least 30 times now. It's all about the people. You gotta have fun. Focus on the people. Get the right people in the room. Empower them, challenge them, give them hard problems. One of the things that I've said repeatedly whenever we're scheduling these events is I'll say, who are the people that we need in the room? Someone will say, yeah, Adam, I need to be there. Okay. Are you knowing that you are fully empowered to make decisions when you're in the room? Well, I know, but I've got to reach out to so-and-so. Okay, well then do me a favor. It's okay. Go back to what you were doing and get me so-and-so. And that's who's going to be in the room. You are fully empowered in the room. My job is to be we call these blocker busters. Whenever something comes up, I'm the blocker buster. I will go break through that wall and get a no turned into a yes for the sake of speed. We got 3 days to do this. Focus on the people and empower them, but give them challenging ideas and problems, but give them a safe space to execute. And have fun. We did themes, so we did a Lockheed Martin theme, or Lockheed Martin plane theme, and we get goofy with these things. We did a Halloween theme, and we did a Pac-Man theme, and that's where we had some of the cowbells that we'll touch on those in a moment. The outcomes. Here's what we have done. Here's what we have delivered. We've had over 100 participants across multiple teams, multiple organizations, multiple business areas in a company like ours. I say that it says 220 plus migration celebrations. After a week in Vegas, this number and ringing this cowbell, it feels like that number had 5 zeros added to it. It was a lot of cowbell, but we embrace the cowbell. You ring the bell whenever you achieve something, whenever you check off a task, whenever you achieve one of the goals or one of the milestones of the event. Ring the cowbell and just embrace it. Have some fun. Make it goofy. It's okay. We did all of this at the bottom. Lots of teams, lots of environments, lots of really cool stuff. We saw that 90% reduction in deployment time for some of our most complex applications. And of course, we now have 60% or 60x faster recovery capabilities through what we unlocked with DRS. We are delivering now faster than ever before. It's really cool to say that, and the executives love to hear it. Our reach is spreading. So I mentioned that I'm at aeronautics, but we've been doing EBAs. The pictures were actually from RMS. We've got an EBA coming up with our enterprise team here in a couple weeks. Our reach is spreading. More people are drinking the Kool-Aid, getting on board, embracing this, and you can really sense it. You can feel it. The culture is changing. And when the culture is changing like that, Transformation is happening. It's really cool. What does our future look like? All right, well, we're going to get some buzzwords again. We need to harness the power of AI. I think I've heard AI more in the last 5 days than I have in the last 5 years. So we're going to harness the power of AI. I'll define that later. We've got to be laser focused. See, I wanted some laughs here. It's been a long week. We've got to be laser focused on the outcomes for the business and what we do. But we also have to be so focused on retraining that mindset of our teams and our individuals to get to unlocking the art of the possible with how we're going to do this. The coolest part about this is now everything is on the table. You can't hold back on transformation. Get on board. It's happening. We can feel it. So everything is on the table. We got to do this at scale. I feel like at scale is just another thing that ends up after a buzzword because we're doing that. The long-term benefits of the cultural transformation, building this culture of agility, the long-term benefits of this, and embracing those AWS and the Amazonian principles, that was the secret sauce that we were missing. It really is. We can now do so much more because of the partnership that we have with AWS and because of EBAs helping us to truly unlock that innovation. So with that, I mean, it's reInvent. How many announcements have we had this week? This announcement probably doesn't mean a whole lot to you guys, but it does to me. So with that, I'm actually pleased to announce that at Lockheed Martin, we are launching an innovation factory. I'm waiting for some projectiles from the front row, but it's okay. They're not aware of this just yet. Customer-centric approach. We want to bring all of that secret sauce, those Amazonian principles that we're learning and we're starting to inject into our teams and what we're doing. We want to bring this in to help us change not only how we work, but what we're working on and help us accelerate our transformation. Do this, embrace EBAs as a transformation engine or that flywheel that's really going to help us go faster. We're building Innovation Factory as an operating model. I hate those words, but we really are. We're building this as an operating model so that it's not just something that exists in a silo that I'm doing over here. I want to be able to share this everywhere. Take this operating model and share it across all of Lockheed Martin. Here's how we have built our innovation engine. Here's how we are doing this. Here is our operating model for what we are doing to shape the future of Lockheed Martin. We got to track everything, obviously. We got to get that cross-team collaboration, people and processes, all that kind of stuff. Track everything and communicate everywhere and demonstrate that execution, the laser-focused delivery. And if you do that, we also want to be able to take these ideas or take these challenges from ideation all the way through to implementation so that we can show that delivery, show the delivery mechanisms, the metrics, the results, all the stuff that make VPs happy. We could show it all to them. You saw it in the video. It's a term that we use a lot. It's one of our slogans. It's one of our mottos. When we do this, which we are, when we are further and more successful with this, this is truly how we help Lockheed Martin stay ahead of ready. So I mentioned I was going to start and end in the same spot today, and I realize that we're running low on time. I'm going to start and end in the same spot today. It's all about executive support. If you're a leader, I task you to find those change agents and empower them, challenge them, motivate them, give them the hard problems. But you are the ones who truly need to embrace innovation, knowing that it is how you are going to transform. I have tremendous executive sponsorship that embrace this. It gave me an incredibly long leash, probably too long at some times, to go and try. And we could feel it. We're doing it. So if we can do it with a 100-year-old company that's not a digital native, that's been building and manufacturing a lot of products that have been around for a long, long time, if we can do this, so can you. If you are a builder, if you are an innovator, if you're a catalyst in the room, you can do this. You truly can. So I got to say thank you to so many people. Thank you to Mainu and the EBA team. Thank you to Mary and our AWS team. Thank you so much. Thank you to Tim. Thank you to Scott. Thank you to Steve, who's my mastermind, my technical guy, who makes me sound a whole lot smarter. Thank you to our enterprise and our cross-BA comrades who are here. Thank you very much. I appreciate the support. It's all about the people. You can do this. Manu?
All right. Wow, what an incredible story. Thank you for sharing that with us today. I was honored to be a part of your journey. The EBA that we did in the F-35 production facility, I was able to attend that in person. And when Adam gave me a tour of that facility, my mind was blown away with all the innovation and seeing everything, these aircrafts coming to life in front of my eyes. It was incredible. Thank you for being here, but quickly to recap some of the things that we have talked about to make you really successful on your cloud journey. Executive sponsorship is a must. You want to align all the right stakeholders and break those silos and take a very, very cross-functional approach. And in this process, you will unlock two-way door decisions. And if you're not familiar with this concept, this is something we use at Amazon every single day. Two-way doors are reversible decisions. So you don't want to over-index on these decisions. You want to just walk through those doors and learn and apply those principles and get better. Always stay outcome-focused and then create those change agents within your environment and your company. And learn by experience, by building scalability, and have fun at it. Enjoy the process and really bring everyone along on the journey and enjoy the process, right? I think that's very, very important because this is a party. And now you're probably thinking, okay, this is all cool, fun and exciting, but how do I get started? So let me tell you this. If you want to start your own cloud party, or if you want to do this, reach out to your AWS team and experts, and they will help us, or they will get in touch with us, and we will bring our cloud party to you, and we'll take it to the next level with you. And now I want to say that we have the barcode on the screen. This is for our website. You can also reach us directly. So take out your phones and take a screenshot of that barcode so you can reach out to us directly. And next week, when you get back to your work, before you submit your expense report, really take a moment and think about how can something like EBA help transform my organization, and how can I unleash that power? Your feedback is very important for us, so please take a moment to submit the survey. And thanks so much for joining us today and being a part of this journey. And see you at your next cloud party. Thank you so much, guys.